Hello, this is Gabe from GabeSGoneGaming. We are back today with SnowRunner. So, I've actually been out for a few days, so I don't remember exactly what it is I was doing. So, we will find out once I hop back in. Went on a trip, good drive, went to Idaho, made it back safe and sound, no issues. Kind of weird since I just drove all the way there and then stayed a day, drove back all the way to my house again the next day, which for me is earlier today. Anyway, let's take a look and see what we have going on. Looks like the fleet star is here. Bridge is done. There's an upgrade down there. Let's see. Resupply zone, so we can start using parts now from the trucks to get things fixed if needed. I think that basically means we need to get some bridges built, if I remember right. So I think here we have a couple of locations that need wood planks. So, let's see here. Let's go to... Want to hold off on the major quests. We need the upgrade. Alright. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my way down to here. Let me double check how much gas I have, and then once we get this upgrade, we will take a scout over in this direction. So, we do not want this one. We'll go with you. Alright, it needs gas, so. Let me just double check. Good, 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 good. Awesome. I did change up a couple of my USB stuff. Once I got home, we'll see if what I changed works. If not, I will be switching back over to a controller again, so that means I am on my sim stuff again. Oh. Ow. Let's get this turned. Ow. Alright. Almost to the gas station. That filled. That filled. Double check. Good. Get backed out of here. Let me just double check. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go down this way. Head over to here. Can't do that job. But what I can do is work my way over to this direction. Head through that gate. Yeah, head through this gate down here. I can quote unquote unlock the twin steer, because if I remember, it's through this one. And if I remember right, the P16 is through this one over here. So that would basically get those started. I do know the twin steer was a mission. Ignore it. Yeah, we're going to ignore that one. We're going to go through here, get this upgrade, and then cut our way over through this direction. And then I do see a trailer on here. I'm not sure if that shows what's on it. No, it does not. So, we'll find out what this is, because if it is wood planks, we'll need it on one of the two other maps. I think this one had another sawmill, which would make things a little easier. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get back to driving, so we will see. I was preferring I don't go through this, but might as well if I'm just gonna get stuck anyway. There we go. don't think I'll make that. I was just thinking I could cut straight down there. Alright, looks like we're still having our USB issues. So, what I'm basically going to do, if that's the case, is cut this one short, see if the audio even registers. If not, then this is basically just going to get cut out. So, and then add it into another video. Alright. With that, I will say good night, and then this will be part 1 of part 2, so that's remind yourself. Hello. This is Gabe from GabeSGoneGaming. Today we are playing SnowRunner. So, on the last video, we had some USB issues again, causing my sim wheel to keep acting up. So we are back on a controller. I have been working on some ideas to get this resolved, but I'm not 100% sure on how I will do that. Anyway, we are resuming where we left off. If I remember right, we are going to go this way around. I am much better with a proper keyboard and mouse in this case. We're going to see about unlocking the International Transstar, snagging this upgrade, and then we're going to start going up towards the Drummond Island. So, let us get going. Alright. Weird little issue. Apparently my controller is backwards on the controls. So that's going to throw me off a bit. But ultimately it's not a issue. Might throw me off for a while, but there we go. I've been wondering this for a while, but sometimes I think it keeps tire marks on the map, even though you have nothing around it to, in theory, keep it loaded. Alright. This way, go that. If I remember right, we were also talking about getting the twin steer. I don't remember if I decided against getting it or not, but I do know at this point in time I have decided not to get it because it requires completing a mission that needs you to bring out repair and fuel, if I remember correctly. So, again, I have played Michigan quite a few number of times, so I kind of know what's going on. I have never fully finished Alaska, though. So there is that. I have gone ahead to look at some other regions, either for upgrades or just to check out the new DLCs as they came out at the time. So there is that. Now, I have not played since Washington was released. So, there is that. Alright, there we go. If I remember right, this is repair and fuel. There's that. This, we're not accepting, we're just taking a look. He just wants us to restore it, so I'll come back again later. Probably with that trailer, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure something out. Alright, let's get going. So I have noticed one of the downsides to this Scout is no trailer hitch. So I can't haul around a Scout trailer. Now I could with a winch or something, but I'll never actually finish any missions that way, so I'm just going to opt not to use it at all. We're going to go this way. Still not use the controller. There we go. Let's see, I believe Island Lake is that one. Just to see, yep, Island Lake. Feels really weird because I'm not 100% sure on everything I'm doing. But I seem to be remembering it enough as I play that I can get stuff done, at least somewhat efficiently. There we go. So if I cannot pass through this, I'm going to have to figure something else out. What I do know is avoid the road. That's about all I can remember. Okay, I don't think we're going to make it fully through that. Looks like we are slowly working our way to a spot where we can start driving again. There we go. There's the TranStar. Not a big fan of driving out here. I highly doubt I can pull this thing out, but we'll find out exactly what this scout carrier can do. As I say that and immediately get stuck. We wanted that direction. Am I moving? Extremely slowly. There we go. That is what we call land. Something tells me we're gonna need a bigger vehicle. So let's just get out of here and snag that upgrade. Trying to think on what I can use to pull it out. Alright, we need... right there. Drive preferably by or next to trees. Somehow, I do not remember this one at all. For what? Oh, Scout 800. Awesome. Now we are going this way next. This one is definitely not a road to be taking any larger vehicles on. At least not with what I'm doing. Gonna get stuck. Now it's making it slowly. Perfect. Yauchi. Speed is your enemy for damage. At least if you're trying to get damage. Alright. Ouch. That sounded like I should have taken damage there. Don't think I did take any, though. Took damage from that, definitely. All right. Let's take a look. I count 4. Okay. Oh, it's not broken. Sure, it looks like it is. Anyway. So the goal on this one, 4 watchtowers, all upgrades, rebuild any bridges that need to be rebuilt. I do not remember where things are. I think there's 2 or 3 you have to rebuild that are just wood. There's one around here. I don't remember if there's one over here. I really don't remember this one. I do know there's that big one somewhere over here that you have to do. So, I know it is a shorter video. Again, about 20-ish minutes, 21 it looks like. Almost 22. So I'm going to call it here for the night. So with that, I'm going to say good night and stay safe, people.